everyone, welcome back to Chill Vibes Only. Today's video is going to be on how to know your self-worth and how to find that inner self-confidence and that inner self-love. So you can stand on your own 2 feet first and rely on yourself fully, so you know that you are full and whole and complete on your own and you don't need anybody else to fill yourself up. Self-confidence and that concept of I'm whole and complete on my own is something that I struggled with, honestly probably up until about second year of university, and then I really kind of found my roots and found my self-confidence and found my inner worth. I got into a relationship, I kind of lost it a little bit, and I started to rely on that other person. And since I left that relationship, I really have been working on rebuilding up that sense of self and that self-worth. And I have some tips and tricks that have helped me along the way that I want to share with you guys. So it's just a little bit of a yogi's guide to finding your own self-worth and your self-confidence, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Obviously, I'm just talking from my own personal experience here. These are all tips and advice that I've learned from so many wonderful people around me, books I've read through my yoga practice, and so I'm just speaking from my own experience, but I find that's what helps me learn best, which is why I share with you guys here. So one of the biggest things when it comes to finding your own self-worth, and it's kind of a cheesy analogy, but it's like when you're on the airplane and you have to put on your oxygen mask. They always say to put on your own oxygen mask first before you put on the oxygen mask of someone else. And I really truly believe that when it comes to your self-confidence and your self-worth. Don't try to fill someone up and make someone else's life amazing and hype them up if you haven't done that for yourself yet, because you're going to just invest all of your energy in that person or that thing. You just won't be able to do that. It's just not sustainable. I've been there, and you lose all sense of purpose, and it's not a fun feeling. So we really have to first focus on just filling ourselves up first and knowing that we are fully okay and fine on our own, and our contentment comes from inside. It doesn't come from any external circumstances. So the first thing that I would say to do when you're trying to build up your sense of self and find your self-worth is to say affirmations and tell yourself that. So it might be in the mirror in the morning, you take a minute to say, I am whole, I am complete, I am confident, I am courageous, I am beautiful, I am lovable, I am in love with myself, I love you, I'm proud of you, I'm here for you, you're amazing, you are full, content, beautiful, awesome, whatever kind of speaks to you and makes you feel amazing, say it to yourself, because the thoughts that we think and the words that we say become how we see ourselves. So make sure when you talk to yourself, both in your mind and out loud, you're saying what you want to feel and what you want to bring and invite in. If you're feeling like shit, think about the way you talk to yourself in your head and self-correlate that. If you had a friend or a family member and you were constantly talking down on them or saying this is wrong with you and that's wrong with you and I don't love you and da-da-da, they wouldn't feel probably the greatest. Think about the way that you speak to yourself. If you're speaking to yourself in those terms, you're not going to feel the greatest either. So make affirmations and speaking to yourself with love and care and kindness and pumping yourself up and pumping your tires a really freaking important part of your day, because it's what's going to start to change that mindset and what's going to make you feel more confident and courageous. Even if you don't believe it right away, the more you say it, the more those beliefs are instilled in you and the more you'll start to feel it. As something that I started doing after my yoga practice, when I would bow my head and say namaste, I would say to myself, I love you, I'm proud of you, and I'm here for you. And I was practicing yoga every day, so I was saying those things to myself every day, and it really shifted and changed my outlook, especially after yoga practice when you're so open to receiving. Telling yourself like, hey, I love you, I'm here for you, I'm proud of you, are really powerful affirmations to sink into yourself and to then feel those things and be able to walk around with that confidence and that love and that support that you want to offer yourself before you can offer anybody else. So that's my first tip. Say your affirmations in the morning, after your yoga practice, in the car. Just speak kindly to yourself, because it's really important. My second tip is to find activities like yoga, like running, like pottery, sewing, doing something that makes you happy, and not relying your happiness on other people or things. So when you get down and sad, yes, you need to feel that sadness. Yes, you need to kind of work through it, but you have to have other outlets that are going to bring you joy without relying on another person. So find those things that kind of make you feel alive and make you feel awesome. And if you're going through kind of like a rough spell or a down spell, or you're not feeling super confident in yourself, go do that activity. Accomplish something, even a small little goal, is going to help lift your spirits up and make you feel more full inside. Don't ever allow your sense of self or your sense of purpose to be reliant on somebody else, because if that person leaves, you're really not gonna have much else. So try to focus where you get your energy from on activities that are accessible to you. And it could just be cooking or reading or something really simple like stretching, but something that's gonna make you feel good, that's not another person or a thing. It's something that you can do that just actively boosts your energy, your mood, and makes you happy. So my third tip is then to think about things that matter to you. So that might be your appearance, and there's nothing wrong with that. If doing your hair and makeup is what makes you feel like a fucking badass, do your hair and makeup, because that's what's gonna make you feel good. If having a sick job and making a lot of money is what makes you feel good, then fucking work on your career and stay the late nights and get that promotion and make that money and do those things that make you feel strong and secure. If it's working on a passion project like your YouTube channel or a book or an Instagram page, and that's what fills you up and makes you feel confident, then do that. But do things that are going to boost your mood, and don't ever let society or someone else's expectation on what success or what confidence looks like be yours. Just think about what are things that make you feel awesome, and then make sure that you're actively doing those things in your life so you're filling yourself up and feeling strong and sexy and confident and intelligent and whole on your own. And then lastly, if you do venture into a relationship with someone or even a friendship, you must always, like this is the cherry on top, remind yourself every single day that without that person, you are fine. This person is just adding a little extra sprinkle on top of your sundae. They are not your world. They are not your responsibility. You are your sole responsibility. Aside from, I think, when you have children, you are never responsible for anyone else's happiness but your own, and everybody else around you isn't responsible for anyone's happiness but their own. So don't you ever for a second let someone make you feel like they have power or ownership over your happiness, because they don't. You do. And if someone doesn't acknowledge your worth, and if someone doesn't make time for you, and if someone doesn't realize that you are the fucking most awesome thing on the planet, then you let that person go, because they're not worth your time. You should never, ever, ever have to prove your self-worth to someone else, because if you know yourself that you're worthy, you don't need their approval, because you have your own approval. So if you find yourself going down that slippery slope where you're looking for someone to affirm and make you feel good and make you feel like yourself and boost you up self-confidence wise, that's when I think you need to put a pause and really self-reflect and think to yourself, would I be okay without this person? If this person left my life, could I stand on my own? And if the answer is no, then go back to the previous steps and work on a way to build up that self-confidence and that self-love, because at the end of the day, you only have you. And as morbid as that sounds, it's the truth, and I wouldn't want you to ever feel like you have to rely on someone for that sense of purpose or confidence or contentment. You only can find that in yourself. So be super cautious about the relationships that you dive into. Yes, you can rely on someone in a sense of like a partnership, but at the end of the day, you must be able to be alone first before you can be with anyone else. Because if you can't, then you're honestly putting a lot of pressure and stress on that other person that they don't need either. So take the stress off that relationship. Make yourself feel full and wholly and complete on your own. Remind yourself every day that you are amazing. You are perfect as imperfectly as you are. You're a work in progress, and it's not gonna happen overnight. You're not just gonna flip the switch and be like, hey, I'm confident, I'm awesome. You're gonna have your down days, that's for sure. I still do. But it's about slowly pulling ourselves out of those down days and reminding ourselves that we are 100% full, complete on our own, and we don't need anyone else to fill ourselves up, because we have ourselves to rely on. So that is my guide to being a little bit more self-confident and finding your sense of self and understanding that you're whole and complete on your own. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a big thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe, because it really helps this channel, and I will see you very soon for another video.